Hello, today is my Stratocaster day. I'm going to talk a little bit about Stratocasters. I have 4 Stratocasters lying besides me. So you would think, why would I have 4 different Stratocasters? That's a question I ask myself regularly, maybe too many times. But not any single piece of wood has got the same properties. So in the end it generates different vibrations, and it all has influence in the total behavior of the instrument. So apart from color, there are many things which are part of the creation of a Stratocaster guitar today. So over here I have a Stratocaster, and it's a Mexican made Stratocaster, and it has got an elder body, and it has got a tobacco sunburst finish with a maple beautiful flamed top, and it has got a medium C shape, modern C shape with medium jumbo frets. And I have weighed the guitar, and it weighs, how much is it? 3.3 kilograms. So over here, this is the next one. This is an 80s neck from a Fender Japanese Stratocaster 1980s in Japan, Fujigen I think, and it has got, this is not part of this body originally, because this neck used to be on that guitar, but that's for in a few moments. So this is basswood body, which is quite light, and the vintage neck feels also really light, and it is also the lightest instruments of the 4 Stratocasters today, which it weighs 3.10 kilograms. And so now I go to the next guitar, which is also a Stratocaster guitar, but it has got a maple neck made by Alperts. It's fatter, it's a little bit wider, it feels more heavy. I don't know about the wood of this body, but this body used to be part of this neck, like I told you. And this guitar weighs 3.25 kilograms. And so the last one is a guitar I made myself together with guitar luthier Frank Rijkers. It is quite a special guitar. It's made out of walnut, and it's a walnut tree which used to grow in Holland, in the eastern part of Holland. So this walnut guitar, it weighs, and it's the heaviest of the 4, it weighs 3.55 kilograms. So what do we expect of a good Stratocaster guitar, and does it have to be an expensive guitar? In my opinion, it doesn't have to be necessarily a really expensive guitar, unless you want to have a Mark Knopfler, Hank Marvin, Eric Johnson, David Gilmour kind of guitar, or you want to have it relic like a guitar played by Stevie Ray Vaughan. But I'm not interested in this kind of things. I just want to have a beautiful, good guitar. And so, for example, this one, it's actually the cheapest. But it has got the most authentic Stratocaster sound, in my opinion, because it's light, it has got this vintage neck, it vibrates, and the bridge also feels really light. And if I go over here, I have this small thing. If I push the button, and over here I have another bridge, which is a little bit, this part is wider, and it's more heavy than, for example, the bridge we find here. So if you look at the parts of a guitar and I weigh this bridge is 317 kilograms, which is quite a lot if we know that an average Stratocaster guitar weighs between, let's say, 3 and 4 kilograms. So another example is the pickup. This is a Seymour Duncan SSL1 pickup, a single coil. It weighs 67 kilograms, just as a survey. And this tremolo arm, it weighs 31 grams. And then over here I have Spurzel tuners. And the Spurzel tuners, well, in the end, they are really heavy tuners, much more heavy than the vintage tuners. Maybe they tune better, but also maybe they give more sustain. But the question is, do you want that from a Stratocaster guitar? And they weigh 302 grams, which is really a lot. So then I go to the next chapter. How important is the wood? Because over here we find elder, and it's heavy. It feels more heavy in my hand than this guitar, and well, it's beautiful. It gives maybe more sustain, more deepness in the tones. Of course, we have a rosewood fingerboard, and this is a maple neck, so it's lighter, it's less white, and it's maybe gives more top end. So, and the body is also lighter. So how important, because this is basswood, it's maybe a cheaper wood, but not necessarily a less good quality wood to be used for electric guitars. And the bridge, yeah, that's really important in Stratocaster guitars. So the heavier the bridge, the more sustain you get, and the less important it is which quality of wood is used. So for example, if you have a bridge like you find on a Telecaster guitar with a string-through body, actually like we find here, this is a Fender D-Strut messing bridge with Graftek saddles, then the wood, the qualities of the wood, they play a much more important role. And that's of course why I have chosen this bridge, because this is aesthetically a very beautiful wood, walnut wood with excellent tonal properties. So, and now I even can talk about pickups. Over here, this guitar has got the same pickup configuration, the same pickups, SSL1, SSL1, SSL5, like we find on that guitar. And now, or later today, I'm gonna play them acoustically on the couch, and then we will make a comparison how they will sound in the computer electrified, or maybe I will use the amp. We have to look what time it will be tonight, if I can make a lot of noise, and then we can, or you can listen for yourself how they compare acoustically. This is the first one. We go to the second one. And now we go to the third one. So of course this is being recorded on a mobile phone by Samsung, so I didn't use any microphone equipment, but nevertheless, it gives an idea comparison. So in my experience, this one is the brightest guitar. Quite comfortable to play. It's really a bright, twangy Stratocaster guitar, a sound which you might or want to expect from, a vintage kind of Stratocaster guitar. So it's really bell-like, it's clear, it's up to the front. It isn't as deep as, for example, this one. I think the neck is also a little bit wider. It's more kind of a fat neck, so it gives more sustain, deeper tones, some more sweetness in the tone, in my opinion. And so this one, this neck is even wider, it's a modern C shape, and it's maybe the loudest of the guitars, I think. But the strings are totally brand new, so. And they're the same gauge of strings, but they're not the same brand. So. So it's an excellent guitar. This is a little bit softer, but there's more kind of sweetness and romance in the tone, I think so. And this is, in my feeling, more the kind of rock guitar. Maybe a little bit more up to the front, harsh sounding guitar. It responds really fast, so for fast picking. That's a really nice guitar. If I do the same thing. It's more deep kind of sound. This has got more twang. And now if I play the same. This is really an organic sound. So this is the brightest of all. This is in the middle. This is the deepest, but maybe the loudest. Of course, we find an ebony fingerboard. And over here, this is just a maple neck. So I want to say one general thing about picking guitars, maybe changing guitars. What kind of things should you put into perspective if you make or buy or order a new guitar or assemble a new guitar like I did with this instrument, you know? There are a lot of things you have to know about it. First of all, what kind of neck do you prefer? What kind of frets do you prefer? Do you like jumbo frets? Do you like narrow frets? Do you want to bend notes higher up the neck? Maybe you want the neck to be tapered. Maybe you need a radius neck. Maybe you want to have a little bit round here and flat over here so that it's easier to grab notes and to play arpeggios, stuff like that. Do you like a maple neck? Or do you like a neck with a rosewood fingerboard which gives you deeper tone? What do you think about the wideness of the neck? What do you prefer? Do you like a fat neck, or you want to have it a little bit more C-shape, a modern C-shaped neck like we find on the other guitar? What pickups do you like? Do you want to have pickups with higher output or vintage sounding pickups? And the tremolo, what kind of tremolo do you like? You know, you want to have it floating or you want to have it more stable? All those things are really important. And then in the end, maybe the guitar, you don't want to have it too heavy. You don't want to have a heavy guitar hanging around your neck 3 hours a night. So then it's important to choose a guitar which is not too heavy, but in general, yeah, more heavy bodied guitars, they tend to have a little bit more sustain. But in the end, if you have a Stratocaster type of guitar and you have a bridge, then a solid bridge, that's the most important thing which adds to the sustain. So then again, the material of the wood of the body is not that important. While if you have like a bridge which is directly put on the body of the guitar, a string through body like we find on the Telecaster, then the wood maybe is more important. So, and in the end, how does it feel? Does it inspire you? That's the most important thing. And while you change from one guitar to the other guitar, well, you have different kind of inspirations. So, but maybe it's better to have just one guitar or one type of Stratocaster guitar, and that's your main axe, you know. But it's always difficult. So, and I'm not sure. I want to buy or I want to sell one guitar because I don't need that many guitars, and I want to play instead of playing too many different guitars. It's maybe better to get the hang out of one typical guitar, and so you start having a relationship with guitar itself. Because another important thing is that guitars need to be played, and if you play guitars, they warm up, and so they resonate better, and well, maybe there's some kind of vibe of your playing style get into the instrument, you know. So those are all important things. Or you don't care about it at all, and you just grab a guitar and you say, fuck that, you know, I'm just gonna play the guitar. That's also a possibility. But if you are a guitar sound snob like I am, you experiment with all those kind of things, because it's just a lot of fun. But in the end, it's about playing music. And sometimes guitarists in general, they tend to forget about that, and they are researching the peripheries of music, and they don't dive too much into the music itself. So it's good to investigate, to spend time, look for a sound, look for a comfortable guitar to play with, to play on, and then you have to start playing music. That's the most important thing. And so I come to my final conclusion, which is one guitar has to go, because I have too many guitars and I need the money, and I want to play my guitars instead of owning too many guitars. So is this a stayer? Will it stay? Yes, this will stay. Because I want to combine the two guitars maybe once in the future back again, because this body belongs to this neck, which is a vintage Japanese guitar, and so I want to keep it. I want to keep them together. And next to that, this gives me a bright sound, like I told you. I find it quite comfortable to play. It has got new frets. This has got a more mellow, deep kind of sound. Also with a little bit wider and fatter neck. And I like the sound of it. And of course, this guitar is also very nice. I bought it last year, new in the shop. It's a made in Mexico guitar with good tuners. Everything is really good about this instrument. So that's the reason I bought the instrument. Actually, I was in a guitar shop with a pupil of mine, and he was looking for a Telecaster guitar. So we tried a few Telecaster guitars, and then later in the afternoon I saw hanging this guitar on the wall, and I thought, well, that looks really nice actually. The tobacco sunburst with the maple top on it. I never saw that before on a Fender Stratocaster guitar. And I tried the guitar, and I thought, well, it's a really nice guitar. So in the end, I didn't have the money at the time to buy it, but I thought, fuck it. I have a credit card. I use the credit card. So I used the credit card, and I bought the guitar. And now it is over here. But now I have like a few Stratocasters in my collection, and one needs to go. One has to go, which is this one. I like you very much. You have been a good friend, but maybe you will become even better friends with the next owner. So that's my conclusion. Bye.